Looks like they're doing some new bridge replacement here. Well, I guess it's not morning. I already had lunch. Good afternoon. Jess isn't here to correct me. It is, well, I guess local time it's 1:52, but for me it's 12:52. September 7th, 32 degrees Celsius out. Pretty hot here. What town are we in? Meadows? Maybe New Meadows? Let's see what the sign says. Entering New Meadows, population 533 people. Small town. A lot of RVs on the road. Nice little town. I'm sure I've taken you guys through here before. It's been a while since we've been driving through Idaho. I'm like, I should record somewhere else beside my favorite section of this highway, so we'll do a different section. Even though, like I said, I think I've done this section before, but it's probably been a while. Highway 95 north. That's us. Further south I went, the smokier it got yesterday. Slept in fairly thick smoke last night. It made it pretty hot in here because I wasn't willing to open the windows. Managed to get away with only idling once. Get the battery charged up again for about 15 minutes or so. So I was also playing video games. Saw that dispatch has changed my dispatch. That's good. They sent me this dispatch. I'm headed to Spokane for this load. They sent it to me on Friday, and on the dispatch it said to load tomorrow morning and deliver the load the day after. I'm like, wait now. I'm going to load this load at 9 a.m. 8 a.m. I think. I can't load it at 7. Yeah, 8 a.m. I can pull into the yard at 8 a.m. And I can easily get back across. It's about a 3-hour drive. So let's say it takes an hour to load, 9 plus tarping, another 9:30. 3 hours to drive. 12:30. Some delays at the border. I'd say 1 o'clock at the worst. I'm like, they don't close till 3, so I should be able to deliver it the same day I pick up the load. And I saw today on the dispatch it had been changed. 45th parallel. Little pullout over here. We just crossed the 45th parallel, which obviously runs all the way from east to west across the US, but that is the halfway point between the equator and the North Pole. I mean, so there's lots of highways with that exact sign and that little pullout on it, but it's still kind of cool. Surprising to me how far north that center line is. To me, it's like all of the US, all of Mexico, Belize, Honduras, like all these countries to get to the equator. But north, you just have to keep driving north in Canada, and then, well, you can't drive to the North Pole, but I guess you can't drive to the equator either, but at least not here. Not in the Americas, you can't drive that far south. Whoops. Camera fell. I guess I didn't mount it properly. A little bit surprising. Well, that'll make it more interesting to edit video, isn't it? Yeah, where was my train of thought? I guess northern Canada is much bigger than you really think about. I mean, the latitude lines get closer and closer together, so it gets narrower up there. But as far as distance northbound, Canada's big. Bigger than even I can wrap my head around. And I live there. Even the line painters have a hard time driving straight down this road. It's just such a bumpy road. Getting thrown all over the place. bumps out. Most of the bumps out. Camera makes this look like a smooth ride. Two horses in with all the cattle. Don't see that very often. You often see a donkey in with all sorts of other stuff. Donkey's a good animal to own. Those things are territorial and vicious, and they will defend their territory against rodents and canines, smaller animals. Wouldn't want to get kicked by a donkey. Yellow line is all over the place. Yeah, they probably driving at a slower speed than me, and they had trouble trying to stay in a straight line. Smoke starts clearing up as I go further north, but we'll see. See what our day looks like tomorrow. These rivers' names. I think this is the Little Salmon River. More like a creek right now. It's just very, very nice, gentle flowing river. I guess I'm going to be behind on comments. I guess not for you guys. 2 weeks ago I was behind on comments because I didn't read any comments last night. I won't read any comments tonight. So I'll have 3 videos worth of comments when I do get to start reading comments. But I'm just leaving my cell phone off and saving saving some money. The other thing I noticed was my subscribers took a big jump down. I'm like, what is going on here? And Jess is looking into it and goes, oh, YouTube went through their algorithm thing and got rid of a lot of spam and old accounts, dead accounts, basically accounts that don't exist anymore. Like, oh, so some of those spam subscribers have disappeared. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm okay with that. So more of the actual numbers we see are real subscribers. Cool. It was like 0.25% down on subscribers, so not a lot of subscribers, but enough to make me go, hey, what's going on here? Did I say something offensive? I've talked about that for a long time, but who's all welcome here? Guess who? You are. We don't do the political left and right stuff here. We just have fun and go for a ride. We don't care what your beliefs are. And yeah, sometimes I voice my opinions, but I don't expect any of you to believe the same thing I do. That's a strong smelling skunk. They got it right for once. Woohoo! It's pretty impressive that they've got a highway here with a speed limit of 65 miles per hour in this kind of terrain. I can't do 65 around these corners, but a car could. I mean, I guess I could, but it would feel very unstable. And I don't want to add to all the black lines on the road. over here, so there must have been some creeks that got added in. And eventually the Little Salmon River flows into the Salmon River. That river you actually see jet boats on every now and then. I don't record this way as often because it's so narrow. It's down narrow, deep canyon. Well, Riggins is only 14 miles away. I usually start recording about there. I think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I record this all the time, who knows? I can't remember yesterday, let alone a few months ago. Because it's been a little while since we've come down this way. Yeah, so basically I'm running about 400 miles empty from Boise, Idaho to Spokane. Yes, there's a bit of a shorter route, but trailers this length are not allowed on that shorter route. So I'm running on the shortest route my length of truck and trailer is allowed to run. I actually messed up a bit today morning. I set my alarm up. Set a timer one time I had to go to bed, and then one time on my alarm. Get up in the morning, do my pre-trip, and look at the time, and I'm like, what? Huh? Okay, look at my other cell phone clock, look at the time, it's like, oh. Apparently my phone didn't switch time zone. When I set the alarms and everything, the cell phone had switched time zones, but must have been something that got bugged up, and when the alarm went off in the morning, it was no longer in the switched time zone. I was right close to the time zone border where I slept. So it must have switched back to Pacific time zone instead of the mountain time zone. So I woke up, I went to bed and woke up an hour later than I intended to. I'm like, well, shoot, I was planning on being at the customer at 8 a.m. I guess I'll be there 8 a.m. for my home time, but not for the customer time. So I got there just before 9. Pull up and there's 3 trucks in front of me and the gate's still closed. Apparently they don't start unloading till 9. I'm like, okay, I guess that worked out. Maybe if I had shown up an hour earlier, I would have had to, I would have been able to be the first to unload instead. But then I would have had to wait there for an hour to unload. And they were pretty quick at unloading us, so timed out to work out really well. I'm like, okay, I guess that could have gone worse. And not like that would have made a difference. I could have slept in another 2 hours and still made that delivery, and I'm not going to pick up that next load any earlier, so there's no rush for me today. I already took a nice long lunch break, and it's been a easy, relaxing day. I know I can't load today anyway, so why rush to get to the destination? Fueled up in Boise as well. Should be at least at half a tank of fuel when we get to the customer. I've talked about this before, and you guys have commented about it. This is the place that I have to watch my weights really closely. They like pushing max weight on them. It was only a 3-hour drive with this max weight load, but they like going right to the limit. They like going over the limit. I have to often push back and go, no, you have to take one off. Or even, no, you have to take 2 off. I'm not taking that much. Not running illegal for anyone. But I do try to run at half a tank or lower when I get to their place, because that often makes a difference of a pallet or not. Up and down in Boise, that fuel will easily get me back to Canada, so I don't need to take any extra fuel. Should be able to load about 32,000 pounds instead of 31,300. I should be able to be about 32. Hopefully we're under half tank, so about 32, maybe a little less. I'll look at my tank level when we get there. In the morning, I'll tell them exactly how much. And I've made the mistake of telling them how much I can take, and they load me with that much. Look at my gauges, I'm like, nah, I'm overweight. Go and talk to them. Oh, we didn't calculate in all the pallets. I'm like, yeah, I need to do that. So whenever I go there now, I'm like, okay, I need to be 31,800 pounds, including all pallets, calculated in. That's to the pound what I can take. No, I'm not holding anything back. Okay. And then they usually load me dead on to that most of the time. Gotta be careful. Calls me, goes, hey, I saw that load from Oregon. You only took this many pallets. The order was for this many pallets. Why didn't you pick up the last 2 pallets? Oh, because I was maxed out on weight. Okay. Because the other driver took the weight. I'm like, yep, the other driver doesn't run legal. Whenever I get those phone calls, they just want to know what happened, why. Was it something I did or the forklift driver did? Is that because obviously they don't get paid as much if I take less freight. Different contracts work different ways. Some contracts work by the pound, some contracts just work by the load. Most places are really good. A lot of places know exactly how much they can load you. They just load you, and then They'll go and ask, "You just want to check your gauges?" I'm like, "Sure thing." Check my gauges, give them a thumbs up, perfect. Next time I tell them, just take the top layer and move it further back or move it further forward. Because I'm too heavy on the drives or I'm too heavy on the trailer, there's still lots of room here. Adjust the load so that I'm legal on both the drives and the trailer. And there's other places that will literally load you and then stop and ask you how much more you can take, and they just keep loading you until you say stop. Sometimes it's like, "I think we're done, but if you want to try one more pallet, we can look at it." And they're like, "Yep, I've got a half pallet sitting over here." "Okay, let's try that." I'm like, "Okay, we're dead on." So yeah, that's a game we often play, but not always. Unfortunately, some people run illegal, so people expect me to take the weight too in a couple places. And also, truck drivers tend to lie a lot on how much they can carry. I've watched another truck driver load and he goes, no, that's it, I'm full. I'm looking at the load, the forklift driver's looking at the load, and I'm like, there's no way he's full. There's no way. And if we know for a fact that they're lying, like, because I'm friends with some of the forklift drivers, I just go send them to the scale and get your printout of the weight. Just a local scale on the property, because I'm like, I don't think he's full. I think we can get another 2 or 3 bundles on him. But there's some guys that like running light, and if they're getting paid by the load, well, then you've got to take the load. But if you get paid by the pound, then whatever, off you go. If that's all you want to run. Getting paid by the load. Chipper really wants to fill that whole load up because that's what they're paying for. Everything's different. It's been such a long time since I've come through here. National Recreation Area. Famous elk tacos. Reagan's population, 410 people. Sign there for the RV park said "Big Rigs Welcome." That doesn't mean me. That means the big huge RVs you see, big bus size or the big trailers are welcome in this property. They have room for the big RVs. We want to buy a small RV. .60-foot range, self-propelled. Kind of leading towards a Ford F-250 or something like that. We started a channel or a playlist for our RV stuff. We've got 2 videos of us touring some RVs, so we're kind of on the holding pattern right now. Waiting for 2 things to happen, and then we'll take RV shopping a little more seriously. And then I can go on these road trips with you guys anywhere we want to go, anywhere you guys want me to go. But for that to happen, we need a bunch more YouTube members. We got quite a few of you guys in there already, so that's pretty cool. The goal is once we get there, I'll get everybody to send in a location I must stop. We'll probably do Canada first, and probably add some US places. So any Canadian US places that I must stop with an RV, I'll start making a map and making all these stops we have to make, and then take a route that's the most convenient between all these stops. And then just drive Canada. Once we get to that stage, I'll probably also request if you guys know places to park. Or if someone has a farmyard, we can park in your yard for one night. That would be a waypoint. Just park in the yard overnight and then move along. I don't know. Might be fun and cool. We'll see. That's what I would want. Will that ever happen? I don't know, but we're working for it. Currently the plan is get the RV, save up some money, and do one trip. Just take a leave of absence from work for 2 or 3 months. Do a trip and go back to work, save up money, and then do another leave of absence. to another trip. I don't want to see Canada once I'm retired. I want to see Canada now before I'm 80 years old. While I'm still young enough to hike some mountains. Salmon River. Way station next left. I've never seen it open, so I doubt it'll be open today. Not even an open or closed sign, it's just a way station that way. I take it back. This is my favorite section of the highway as well. This whole highway is my favorite. Beautiful greens there. Bet there's some good fishing down here for all the fishermen out there. Here and there. I'd say a jet boat would have a hard time going up those rapids right now. Water is so shallow, it'd be a little hard to do some jet boating down there this time of year, especially after a year of drought. Well, there's some people rafting down it. Some whitewater rafters. Whole bunch of free rafts down there waiting for that raft on top to come down. Just neat. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. The driftwood laying around. Oh, there's a cool rock fort or house over there. That is so cool. I've never seen that before. I don't know if you guys saw it, but across house on the other side, there was a rock building. The roof was long gone, but it had rock walls. That was neat. I was saying, you can see by the driftwood that the river's gotten big enough with floods that we would be driving in water. Fun editing this video tonight. Recreational sites along this river. A lot of places to do day camping and boat launches. A lot of RV sites. I'm sure it gets pretty busy during tourist season. Swirling pools over there. Have some undertow there. You have to be careful. Rafting through that or kayaking. Taking in the scenery. Sorry, I don't got much to say. I don't have much to talk about. I don't got places to visit. I think that'd be kind of fun. Watching where the old highway used to go compared to where the new highway goes. I was looking at buying some new toys and new steering wheel, pedals, and a side panel for farming sim. And the thing I need to ask myself is, how easy would that be to set up in an RV? Is that a toy I would bring with to the RV? Everything I buy, starting this spring, I started thinking about everything I buy is, would I bring this in with the RV? Including toys that we already have. Would the kayaks come on the RV? And I'm like, yes, we would find a way to mount those kayaks. Yep, kayaks would come with. Motorcycle. Maybe we could build a mount on the back to take my motorcycle with. Quad. I guess we could haul it with a trailer. But that would get awkward. So I probably am not going to keep the quad. Anyone want to buy a quad? I paid 20 grand for it. It's not that heavy to use. 10 grand? I don't know, maybe I should look at fair market price. But can I get more than 10 grand out of it? I don't know. It's worth a lot more than 10 grand to me. Probably worth around 14, 15 grand to me for wear and tear. I would say that's where it belongs. but I doubt I can sell it for that. I buy, would I take them with? All the stuff I have at home, which of that stuff would I want to take with and keep? Because of the camera dropping, that was probably 5 to 10 minutes of video before the camera dropped. It had saved that memory card because the memory card got skewed when it dropped, so maybe there's no video at the beginning of this video. Well, we'll have the hood camera, the dash camera, but do we have the over shoulder camera? I'm not sure. I guess it's always okay to go over an hour video, but one more proposition I'll throw out there. If anybody is ever interested in becoming an editor and running a separate YouTube channel and thinks they could edit my videos down to 10 to 15 minutes and make a really interesting video or have a weekly video, we could figure something out. We could have a shared channel. In fact, you could run your own channel with my videos and then split the profits 50-50. We'd have to figure a way of sharing the videos. I would send the raw footage and give the editor full creative rights to do whatever they want to do with those raw videos. We keep doing this channel just the way we are doing, but make a new channel that's just edited shorts. You send me half the money the channel makes. These people always want the shorter version, and I'm like, I don't have the time for that. If ever someone ever feels like they do have the time, it would be fun to be an editor. Hey, I'm up for it. Write everything on paper and get an actual contract or whatever, some kind of deal. Work something out. And not like pages and pages of contract, just like a paragraph. Just so we understand what's expected from each other. I don't know, one of these days someone will take me up on the offer. So far, every time someone has said, hey, you should edit these videos down to do this and this and this, and I'm like, you're right, that would be pretty cool. You want to do it? The line just goes dead. Yeah, I can't do it either. Maybe when we go to the RVing life, I might be able to do few more like that, but not while doing full-time trucking. But anyway, I will let you guys go. It's quite a relaxing day. I am in a bit of a slump of a mood because it's the week after Just came with, so hopefully we get through that and I'm back to my regular happy self by the end of the week. I'm still happy now, but I'm just like, it's boring. Not the scenery, I'm just bored. The scenery's beautiful. But yeah, I better let you guys go. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the YouTube members that are supporting this channel. Thank you to all the subscribers, all the thumbs uppers, all the commenters. And if you don't do any of that stuff and just watch this video, thank you so much. Because you're what makes this video jump up on the algorithms. More people get to watch these videos, so thank you. I'm out of here. You guys rock.
Thank you.